Good evening, Lake Orion. My name is Chris Barnett. I'm one of your guest hosts tonight, and I couldn't think of any place I'd rather be than between Taorminas.
Yes, indeedy. Hello, hello, Lake Orion. I'm Ian Witherspoon, fellow host of Between Taorminas today, and we have a guest. We have a guest for once, a formal guest. You know, it's great. Chris Barnett, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Thanks for being here. I know it's kind of a tough spot being between Taorminas, but
I gotta say, I didn't sleep much last night. I was nervous, and so we'll see how this rolls out.
Yeah, you know what my Thursday nights are like then. So, all right, well, let's get down to it. This is a sports talk show. Let's talk some sports. First up, we're going to talk a little Tigers. Guys, running theme on the show has been what's going on. You know, what are they going to do next? Are they going to tank? Are they going to do well? They've won, what, 4 straight series now?
Yep.
Albeit against National League opponents.
I'll be curious to see how they do against American League once they get back. I know they got a brutal stretch. You got to play Texas and then Tampa Bay. I mean, like, the Tigers have been, they're almost 500. You know what I mean? They're 2.5 back of Cleveland.
Which is weird.
Which is very interesting because considering that the AL Central is basically like a mess. I mean, like, but I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Tigers to take over this division.
Yep, we got one more weak opponent.
Well,
Pittsburgh's not a weak opponent.
You look at the schedule. You got Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Then you got Texas. Then you got Tampa. You got Tampa for 4.
Right.
So it's a tough 10-game stretch. The goal for the Tigers should be to take, 2 out of 3 in the Pittsburgh and Texas series. Not going to be easy, especially against Texas.
Right.
And then take 3 out of 4 against Tampa, which the Tigers have had success against Tampa Bay at Tropicana.
You know, Then after that, they have a series against Minnesota and Kansas City. So we have 2 weaker opponents heading into the All-Star break.
Yep.
I think they're going to be just fine. I think they're settling in a little bit.
Yep.
So I'd say we're going to finish over 500 at the All-Star break, either be right there even with Cleveland or maybe
But don't underestimate Minnesota. Right. If you remember what happened with Minnesota last time at Comerica, you know, Minnesota.
Took 2.
Yep, Minnesota had a really good series. Short series. Really impressive.
Well, let's look at it with this. The AL Central is going to be wacky. I mean, like, you got Chicago, you got Cleveland, I looked at MLB tonight, you know, a lot of people are saying that Cleveland and Detroit's going to be the race. And I think it's going to be because I think that if you look at the trade deadline, you know, a lot of people are going to say that I still think the Tigers, I talked about a perfect acquisition at the trade deadline. You guys heard of Sean Figgins of Seattle?
Yeah. Yep.
He fit perfectly. He's got speed. He can bat. He can bat both from both sides. I mean, like, you know, you have Austin Jackson, Quentin Berry, and then, of course, you got Sean Figgins.
Sam, you say a lot of dumb things on the show, but that is actually kind of intelligent. You put Sean Figgins with Cabrera, Fielder, Avila if he's on, Peralta. Suddenly you got something where he can work.
Okay.
In Seattle, he doesn't have much. You know what I mean?
Sammy, you are forgetting one team. Your team from the South Side, from Chicago. You're forgetting about them. They're still in this race too. You know, you're counting out Chicago. It's going to be a 3-team race all the way between the Chi Sox, the Clevelanders, and the Tigers.
Guys, what happened to Chicago and Cleveland last year? Neither one finished above 500. You know who I think is somebody to look forward to in this division?
Kansas City.
Yep. Kansas City.
Well, wait a minute here. Are you sure they got the pitching? Kansas City?
They've been better of late. I know they started off like, 0-11 at home or something
ridiculous. 4.5 back, but...
Right. This division, no one's out of it.
That's right. Yeah, it's anybody's race. But I got the boys from the D finishing strong, second half team. I mean, I know I'm a homer for saying that, but come on. The bats will get warmed up. Maybe get V-Mark going.
Just wait till 2013 when you have that. Oh, God.
Well, that's another thing.
That's another
News
thing.
Today, Mike Ilitch came out and said V-Mark could be back by August.
Ooh,
that would be great. How would you feel about that?
I mean, he's a spark plug in the not only in the lineup but in the locker room. So it'd be awesome to have him out there.
You you imagine the hitting that could happen?
That 3, 4, 5. Ooh.
Cabrera's been weak lately, though.
He's been somewhat weak past few games.
Yeah.
He's been in a little
Dude,
slump.
hit one.
He is. And
He's
you
been
know,
in a slump.
you know what's a little disturbing though about this whole lineup? You get up to 4 on Fielder, and he's hitting he's got 11 home runs. 10 have been solo shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
You know?
That is sick.
Got to get the ducks in the pond for the big boys.
Well, you know, I like what the Tigers have done with, especially in the top of the lineup. Ever since Austin Jackson came back,
Yep.
the Tigers have done very, very well. And of course, you put Quentin Berry at left field. There's your speed right there. You know,
Yeah.
I've been saying it to you guys that Quentin Berry's going to play left field, and he's playing left field.
All right.
I don't know why you guys aren't listening to him. So.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Have you heard some of the things he
Have
said
you
on the
heard
show?
some of the things he said?
How about this now?
But he did come up with Prince Fielder coming to the Tigers. He
Yeah,
was
that's
right
true.
on that.
That's true. You did break that news.
He did.
Quentin Berry, though, is an interesting subject because he keeps performing, right? He went 0 for 4 yesterday until he came up in extras, and he hit the game-winning shot. How about this? If V-Mart doesn't come back, or while he's not here, Quentin in left or right, Bosch DHing, and if Dirks ever gets out of the walking boot, he's left or right.
Well, I mean,
Because Bosch, he's got a great arm.
Quentin
Kinda
Berry
makes a lot of mistakes in the outfield.
Quentin Berry's made a case to stay in the majors. I mean,
Right,
like
but how do you feel about
With his speed.
DHing Bosch?
DHing Bosch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, like, I could put.
Is anyone a Delman Young fan? Let me just cut to the chase here.
Yeah, I say trade him.
You say trade him?
I think trade him.
Now see,
Trade him to get a pitcher.
Why would you want to?
They're nervous to do anything with them because everybody's expecting Barry to flame out.
Right.
You know.
and look at when Young came onto the team last year.
Right.
He exploded.
Right.
You know what I mean? His first at bat.
It would be risky to put Bosch at DH, though.
It would.
I think Bosch.
would.
I think if you give Bosch a chance, Bosch is going to hit.
I think so. I think so.
I think it's about giving chances, and Jim Leland's been, I would say, very conservative a little bit as far as giving chances out.
He has. There's a lot of flexibility because this division is so kind of.
It's bad.
It's bad. Detroit,
It's
obviously,
bad.
Detroit has the
It's-
most talent. You know.
Win the
so-
Central or you're done.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
wild card coming out of the Central.
Right.
Well, there's two
Exactly.
of them this year.
Yeah,
There's two of them this year.
Still, it's not coming out.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. Before we go to break, let's wrap it up here. Tiger talk. You hit on the trade deadline a little bit.
Yes.
You want Sean Figgins.
Yes.
I like that move, even though he hasn't bat like he did in
He's got
Anaheim.
speed. He's got.
Right, and I think you plug him into a lineup like this one, he could do something. Other trade deadline moves you'd like to see real quick before we go to break.
I got Brandon Inge. I think.
Yeah!
And when we come back, Chris will not be here.
Yeah!
No, all right, well, Ant, what do you got? We need pitching, right?
Yep.
Could use an extra bat.
I don't know about that. I would say.
You
I
wanna
would
focus
say
on
I would
pitching.
still focus on pitching.
Fifth starter or bullpen? What do you think?
I would say, well, obviously with Valverde being out, you I don't know if you take a chance at closer.
Could the closer be in the organization? Villarreal, Benoit?
It could.
Dotel could even do it. Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Their bullpen's
It's a great
very
thing
good
about
the last few
baseball.
Games, which is good.
Bullpen's been the best in
Been the best
in the
in the
majors.
majors.
Last 32 games.
I know one thing: the Tigers are going to be buyers; they're not sellers.
It'll be real interesting what they do with their farmhands, Castellanos and Jacob Turner, two big
Give
prospects.
credit to Jacob Turner.
Yeah, well, 5 walks, 5 innings.
Not too bad.
Spot start though. Can't judge it too much, right? All right, we come back. Lord help me, we're going to talk soccer here on Between Taorminas.
On ONTV.
3 students were in the hospital this past weekend.
2 honor roll students were hospitalized last night.
5 local students lost their college scholarships last night.
Another local high school student has passed away.
Another 3 dead.
Claimed the life of another local teenager.
The cause?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. I don't want to be another number.
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 I don't want to be just another number.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where we are joined by special guest Chris Barnett.
Yes.
There he is.
Repping Dragons now. Got to lose the red suit.
All right, well, that's fine. Got to support Lake Orion.
Nice haircut, I might add.
Oh, thank you. You finally noticed. It took only a segment. All right, so guys, they're playing soccer 8,000 miles away. For some reason, we care. Go ahead and talk about it.
Can I just start out by saying something about soccer? At the risk of getting in big trouble here, with 2 daughters at play and a brother-in-law from Germany.
I like where this is going.
How can we get excited about a sport for 90 minutes that we run back and forth and end with a 0-0 tie?
If you score a goal,
it's
it's a
good.
miracle.
It's good. How can you not?
crying
Because
out
you have the fans out there. You have the.
They're lunatics. They burn things.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
How is this sport even taking off in America? I'm kind of embarrassed. Come on, let's
I'm
talk
not
baseball.
If you look at what's happening in Europe, you look at the countries out there. You got Germany, you got Spain, you got France. Those countries take pride in soccer.
We have baseball.
Right.
Yeah, we have
Those
baseball
countries.
We have hockey.
Yeah, we have
hockey.
We have
basketball.
We have
too.
real sports.
soccer.
All right. We're going to sit quiet for a minute and let you guys talk about football or soccer.
We're going to be beside
Bottom
Taorminas
line,
here for a
bottom
minute.
line, it's the thing is it's Europe. It talks about it's Europe. It's nationalism in action. You don't get that a lot in Europe, and that's what's been going on. You notice like the fans are coming out to these games. They're cheering on their country. It gives them great pride to represent their country, and I think that's a big reason why it's a big deal. And because you don't in America you don't get that as much in soccer.
Have you ever watched college football?
I watch college football.
Yeah, I was playing it.
All right.
Anyway,
you get that.
let's look at it.
I was a manager for college basketball at Oakland, so
I
know how it feels. I know how it is with big crowds.
Yes.
Well, let's look at it with this. Let's look at it with this. I know when I watch a soccer game, I watch when the players come out. I'm not sure why the little kids are out, but
Not sure why any of it.
but still, if we look at with soccer, I mean, has a lot of pride, a lot of nationalism involved. You know what I mean? Heck, even wars have been started with soccer games. You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean Poland, there were protests with Poland and Russia last week, based upon their past history. So you can't downgrade the significance of European history to.
I get it. I just take a little bit of the Jim Rome approach to this, and I think of soccer. I think of orange slices and Capri Suns and 7-year-old kids chasing a ball around the field. So.
Oh, well, yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable.
Let's teach them a sport. Let's put a baseball glove on their hand and put a football in their hand.
Or basketball in their hand.
Or basketball.
Or give them a hockey stick. Like, shoot, he scores!
But they don't need that in a country like Russia.
No, they don't. Or Sweden.
Or Sweden, yeah. A lot of those wing
Or
fans
Finland.
come out.
All right, so who do you guys got winning the Euro?
Spain. Because Spain won it. Spain won it last year. I mean, in 08. They're going to win it this year. I think they're going to repeat Spain.
You sure? You think Spain?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to go with, I got Germany here. I got to save a little bit of face with my brother-in-law who just moved to Lake Orion from Germany by way of Chattanooga. And absolutely, the Germans are going to take it. And shout out to my brother-in-law, Jan Asch, the newest resident of Lake Orion from Germany. Go Germany.
Espanol.
I like the shout out. That's the first shout out on the show. I like it. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm actually going to go with Portugal. I'm going to go with Ronaldo. I'm going to say Portugal wins it.
I don't even know who's
Ain't
playing.
going to get past Spain.
Don't care.
You don't care about anything.
Go Tigers.
All right.
Are we done here yet?
Yeah, we're done.
All right, let's talk about the NBA Finals. There's the graphic. So, I don't want to hit too much on the guy who used to play for Cleveland that now plays for Miami.
Eat a joke!
Just, hey, save it. Save it, buddy. Save it. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the matchup. OKC, Miami. Is this going to be around for a while? Is this a matchup we're going to see a lot, I think?
I think it is, but I just think that people are losing interest. For one, I wouldn't miss a basketball game, and now it's just all about the money. It's all about it's an individual game, and it's not a team game anymore. And I think I think a lot of the youth even don't pay attention to it.
That's true.
I do. I agree with you 100% on that. I feel like that the NBA has become what you call politicized in the last several years, especially since the Pistons won the championship in 2004, and also with the Spurs in 2005. But I do feel like that it's been very individualized. It's all about money. It's all about what David Stern wants, and it's and he, to watch that NBA final, Oklahoma City had the best team. Miami had the three, had the three players. You got to give credit to Miami though with Shane Battier, what he did throughout the series.
Yeah,
props to Shane Battier.
Yeah,
they had the best team money could buy. I mean, that's what it boiled down to. And look at other sports. You look at baseball. You watch pro baseball. Kids can watch that sport professional level, and they can learn something from those players. They can learn about the game. I really feel like the NBA. It's not something that kids watch and can learn fundamentals. It's a game of isolation
you have the biggest
basketball.
crybaby in sports, which is Commissioner David Stern. David Stern is a crybaby, all because he listens to agents like Worldwide West, who is a complete moron in his own part. But I think if you look at it with the, but I do agree with you, Chris. I mean, like, with the fact that the NBA, not a lot of kids are watching it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these kids are more focused on football. You know what I mean? They want the ultimate team. They don't want to watch an individual just go out and go nuts every single night. It starts getting old. They don't
want to watch floppers.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't watch soccer
I think
either.
Queen Jane.
Oh, we didn't even touch on that.
We didn't even touch on that subject. But I mean, if you look at the NBA compared to college basketball, college basketball, I feel, is one of the more ultimate team games in basketball. Students look forward to the NCAA tournament. The NBA, you don't have those complete teams.
They run offenses. They run defenses. It's not a purely one-on-one game. It feels like in the NBA it's more like a one-on-one type of thing, and some of the times they don't even play hard, and that's very bothersome to me because, I mean, in college basketball you go hard every possession, every night, and in the NBA you just don't get that. I mean, I notice it from players when I watch these games. So is LeBron going to win not 1, not 2, not 7, not 8? What do you guys think?
You'll wait and see what I have for him.
All right.
God.
Robert Horry, I think, is one of the more interesting stories in the NBA in terms of championship rings. He has, I think, 7. I think his story of him winning those rings, I really like his story.
All right.
We got to circle back to one thing.
What's that?
If we're talking about floppers, you brought it up, soccer floppers. The other day I was watching the game. These guys fall down like they're shot. I don't know what the magic spray is, but they come out and they put them on the stretcher. They can't move. They spray the magic spray on them and they run back out.
Oh, God.
We got to get some of that over here.
Coach
Bell would probably love that.
Yeah, Bell would love that.
I doubt that.
Why would you doubt that? I think it'd be something.
Maybe.
Well, if you want to call somebody in France or Germany, go right ahead. See if you get the magic spray.
Okay.
I'll be watching baseball. When we come back, we're not going to talk about anything, but a lot of people are going to be a little upset out there. Stay tuned.
3 students were in the hospital this past weekend.
2 honor roll students were hospitalized last night.
5 local students lost their college scholarships last night.
Another local high school student has passed away.
Another 3 dead.
Claimed the life of another local teenager.
The cause?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. I don't want to be another number.
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 I don't want to be just another number.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Welcome back. Third segment. Anthony, go ahead. That's all I can say.
Call-off section.
It's something.
Well, I want to actually, for my call-out today, I want to actually give a tribute to somebody. 10 years ago on Sunday, June 24th, Lake Orion lost one of its greatest people that I've ever known, that many others have known, and that's Stephen Crowder. Stephen Crowder was a very, very good person. He was a very good gymnast, very good runner, but an even better friend. I would like to have Stephen's memory will never be forgotten, and I miss him every day. I know a lot of others do as well. He was just one of the greatest people you ever know. You come up to him, you say hello, No one ever said anything bad about him, and he never said anything bad about anyone else. Stephen was also a mentor of mine. I looked up to Stephen. He was I wanted my kids to grow up like him someday. I miss him dearly, and please give a little prayer out to Stephen on Sunday. It's been 10 years. I still miss you every day. I love you, Stephen. Amen.
Ant, best segment you ever had. That was great. That was really good. Well, now we're going to get a little silly here.
Oh, God.
All right. And I like a lot of people. I play softball in the Lake Orion community. I play on a co-ed team. I love it. It's a great time. It's a blast. It's a lot of friends. And it's a lot of fun. What I really don't like is when somebody decides to take part in midday shenanigans when they should be maybe at a job, at school. No, they're on a boat. They're on a frickin' boat having a good time. And then, 10 minutes before we're supposed to be at the ballpark, Katie Paul calls up and says, I can't make it. I'm ill. I'm sick. I'm too sick to play. Calls, texts, hey, we need you. Our team is screwed if you don't play. Doesn't answer. Finally, we get a hold of her. As the game has started, she's on a boat. She's not ill. She's actually doing quite well. Katie Paul, I can't take it. You're done. You're out. I'm done. Whatever.
I can't believe you just did that. I can't believe you just did that.
Well, I got 3 people who I think are probably the most craziest. One of them I think is completely loony. I got another one who's like a complete moron. And then another one I got is a princess in a ponytail wig. No offense. Okay? The first one I'm going to call out is Bill Murray. Bill, why? Because you tend to make yourself into a complete moron. I understand you're doing it for hype and pictures, but Bill, I know you were in a Hollywood movie with Space Jam. Great movie. Great movie.
Fine movie.
Yeah.
Fine movie. Bill, please, don't do like this every single time and make a fool out of yourself. Make a fool out of yourself. That's what you're doing. Bill, please change, please. Ooh. The next guy I'm going to call out.
Why did you just call out Bill Murray?
The next guy I'm going to call out is a 85-year-old. A lot of people, every time I watch a sporting event, I get a commercial ad from the Detroit International Bridge Company about a bridge. Maddie, moron. Maddie, why? You asked me this based on, I understand you're trying to get petition for the state, but there's something in the Constitution that states that it's already done. The bridge is already done. You're trying to get a recall petition on the ballot? Maddie, why are you going to force someone from, let's say, from Ironwood could vote on something in Southeast Michigan?
Didn't he go to jail?
He did go to jail.
Okay.
He did go to jail. Because he was in contempt of court because of something that had to do with MDOT. Maddie, please stop with the bridge commercials. Please stop. You're really annoying my life with sports. The next guy I'm going to call it my third one. He's a NBA champion who's a pretty boy of David Stern. He deserves, I mean, his name is LeBron James. What? What? You look like you're an NBA champion. Congratulations on that. But you're David Stern's princess! Oh. If you look at it with this succession here, you turn your back on Cleveland fans. You turn, to go join up forces with a big guy from Toronto and Chris Bosh, and of course Dwayne Wade in Miami.
You did it for business reasons.
I mean, why don't you get rid of the business and look at loyalty? Loyalty is something that I look at. You look at it here. I'm a Lake Orion guy. I go loyalty. Why did you turn your back on Cleveland? And then go to Miami in the South Beach and win an NBA championship. LeBron James, you're a disgrace. You don't go play in college. You go to the high schools. You benefit from an agent. You know what I mean? And you had you're a selfish person. You're selfish. That's what you are, LeBron James. You are a selfish person. Congratulations on your NBA championship. You know what? Because you're never going to get one again.
Can I say this in his defense? I will say this. Bottom line is LeBron won an NBA championship. There's some of the things that I'm not impressed with him for, especially when he said about his comment about developmental disabilities last year. But, I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He did mature in the season. He did get the he got his championship. I mean, now, is he going to, how many rings he's going to get? Time will tell.
Just one, that's it. Boston's Big Three got one, that was it.
But we'll see. But you got to give him props for that.
All right. Well, Chris?
All right. At the risk of never being invited back, I got to take a shot here. So first of all, thanks for allowing me to be on the show. Good chance I'm never going to be invited back. But listen, I'm going to start out. I'm going to call two people out today. And so I'm going to start out, first of all, with a guy who's a shot put coach. This guy is a shot put coach. Could be any of these three guys. They're all shot put coaches. This guy's a shot put coach that actually coached my daughter at Scripps Middle School. My daughter was on the fast track. Big Ten schools were talking to her. We're talking full ride scholarship until this guy got his hands on her. And I tell you what, her form, everything, she's off the grid now. Unfortunately, she's dropped out of shot put coaching. And honestly, I'm really excited to announce I've done a little bit of investigative work. I think I've actually figured out why this might have happened. How would such great talent get ruined in our own community? And I think I figured it out. I think someone who I'm going to call out right now, Sammy, Mr. Saginaw Bay, I think he might be working for someone else. Let's take a look at this picture here. Who are those guys in the brown jackets? Who are the guys in the brown jackets? I mean, really. Are you working?
Track meet.
Go ahead. I'll let you. Do you want a quick response?
All right, I'll explain this. I got into a picture with them. 3 of the Adams' players won.
Oh, Adams. Adam. Wow.
Can I explain
Rochester.
it?
Wow, Rochester Adams. Wow.
You're wearing a blue thing. You might be a Falcon, huh?
No. I mean, can I explain myself here? I mean,
you got a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, I mean, during track meet, 3 of the Adams' players, they knew me very well. They heard a lot of stories, a lot of positive influences about me.
I'm already not buying any.
All right, so I need to call somebody else out. Are you going to apologize to my daughter for wrecking her college scholarship?
Yeah, I'll apologize. Steve.
All right. Thank you. I feel better. All right, now, my second call out, this actually goes back to the early 90s. I was called out in the early 90s by someone that's still wreaking havoc in our community. And don't worry, I'm going to keep one shirt on. I got to take this off for this call out. Hope I don't mess up the mic. You see this shirt? Cosmo. I'm I'm calling out Cosmo. Cosmo, this all-knowing sports seer that we read about in the Oakland Press. I'm calling out Cosmo right now. Cosmo called me out. In the early 1990s, I played baseball and basketball for Oakland Christian. I didn't think he was giving us the respect we deserved. So he called me out in one of his columns. So what I'm doing, I'm putting Cosmo on notice. And rumor has it he might even live in our community. Yeah. I'm putting Cosmo on notice. Cosmo, it's your time to get your butt out here, sit between Taorminas, and let's hear your side of the story. So I'm calling you out. You need to get out here and talk to these guys. So you guys, would you welcome Cosmo? I can't think of a better place it would be to finally take the basketball away from your face. You got that picture?
Oh, yeah.
Take the basketball. This is the best place you could be to just bring the basketball down and come out and tell us who you really are, Cosmo.
I loved that call out. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sweet.
I feel better. All this anger I've been just holding on to is just.
I can't believe you're calling me out again.
Well, you know what?
Oh, gosh.
I think I give you an opportunity to get back at me. I see all this chatter about how Mr. Sandy Dunes. Maybe we can duel it out over at Willow Creek.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Ooh.
Between Taorminas live from Willow Creek, huh?
We'll do it.
Not from Willow Creek, from
All right. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our show here today. A very eventful Between Taorminas. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And join us next week. Who knows what we'll be doing or talking about or who will be here. Whatever. Maybe Pat Caputo will finally answer his phone.
Maybe.
Nighty-night, Lake Orion.